Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Tower Talk Show. I'm your host, The Beard. We have Not So Gamer here. We have former Guardian here in the house as well. And we have our very first guest of honor, Devil's Prodigy. How you fellas doing?
Hello. How's it going?
Welcome. Excited to be
Welcome,
here another
welcome.
week.
Heck yeah, dude. A lot of
That's
Destiny, a lot of great news, or not so great news.
News.
Yeah, we'll just say news.
We'll call it news. But yeah, glad everybody's joining us here. Thanks for tuning in live or listening to us afterwards as well, wherever you get podcasts on YouTube, wherever you were joining in from. We appreciate you being here. But let's get to know this bearded stranger that we have. Kind of putting me to shame, I guess. I'm probably kind of have
Yeah,
to
we
start
should
throwing mine back down.
we should change it. I should be the beard.
We'll switch.
Ooh, that's fire, dude.
Your KD is probably better on Destiny Tracker than mine. I'll switch places if you want. That's fine by me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So anybody who's listening in at home wants to know, first and foremost, what subclass do you main? We will be judging the rest of the evening based off your answer. No
Oh,
pressure.
yeah.
Well, I do run all two subclasses, but I main a hunter. So I've been a hunter main since Destiny 1. In Destiny 1, I only had one character, which was a hunter, and I carried it through onto Destiny 2. And then after that, once Shadowkeep dropped and they did like the new light thing, I went ahead and created a warlock just to try it out. I pretty much mained the warlock from that point on all the way through the previous season. And then once the season of the Worthy dropped, I switched back to hunter because I cannot PvP on a warlock at all. So since
What
then,
is it?
I've been
Is it the floof?
no, I don't know. I just can't do the Icarus dash stuff like really good like everybody else can. I like to be able to dodge and be sneaky and jump and be like a ninja, I guess.
It's tough
you-
having
you-
a riff that'll just heal you whenever you want. You know, we understand.
You M and K mainly, or you play controller?
It just depends. If I play on Xbox, probably like 99% of the time, unless I'm playing with you guys, and I'll hop on PC. So controller mainly. I'm still learning on the M&K side for Destiny. It's a lot to handle.
I've not played Top Tree Dawn on controller, so I don't know. I've heard that you
Yeah.
can't really do the sprint, dash, floof, sprint, whatever it is. Like it's just
Yeah.
muscle memory. I can't even tell you what the buttons are anymore. But
Yeah, I mean, it may be easier on M&K, but once again, I got the training wheels on there, so I don't know for sure yet.
well, I'll solve your PvP problems with Warlock. You just equip Top Tree Stormcaller. Make sure you got that arc web going, and you will just get kills for free. I'll admit it. As the resident Warlock main, arc web does just give you kills. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a shot.
That'll do it. But I see you are a kindred spirit with former Guardian, just having just the two hunters. Or did you have three hunters at one point, former Guardian?
Just two. All of year 1, Destiny 2. And most of year 2, I had 2 hunters and a warlock. I made 3 or 4 titans that survived for about 3 days and deleted all of them one after another and ended up with just 2 hunters. And I played the 2 different hunters all of year 1.
All females, right? Your Titans?
I think I made a dude once and I was like, this guy's way too big. Hitbox is out of control. So, yeah, I made a bunch of them and I would eventually just be like, I don't like the way this character looks. I'm going to restart it. After restarting 4 times, I was like, I'm just not going to play this class. And I made a second hunter. And it was a lot of fun.
I think you and I both, we're probably the most vain when it comes to Destiny players. Like, we do just play dress up probably the most out of everybody we play with. And I often find myself just trying to make my Titan just slimmer. Just any armor that doesn't make her gigantic and fat.
Full disclosure, I switched from console to PC so that I could change shaders while flying into locations. That was the whole reason I switched.
The only reason why.
That was it.
Well, Gamer and Devil, you guys bounce back and forth a little more often than we do between PC and console. Like, how do you even
It's hard.
Just
It's really hard.
It's tough because like now I've probably been more like 85% on PC and like 25 like 15% like on Xbox. I'm only on
Quick
Xbox.
math.
But yeah, quick math, man. And I mean I honestly only go back when like Devil needs my help. So like that's normally why I go and help him out. And we also got buddies there that we go and help out. So, but yeah, I mean, I understand, you know. So like it is hard, especially what this last weekend we did trials and oh man, it was tough trying to like get my eyes used to it. That was like the first thing we did. I was like, bro, we needed to do something else to get my eyes used to this. But yeah, I mean, it's tough, like for sure. Like it takes me a while for my eyes to like adjust, but like it's fun to bounce back and forth still, seeing how the meta changes, and especially in PvP. Like I think that's really interesting.
I think I'm completely opposite of you because I main console because probably 90% of our clan is console, so I'm there constantly. So when I switch to PC, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So, and
Well-
you know, whenever I do a bunch of playing on PC for a little while and then I switch back to console, I'm like, now I see like where the hype is at and why it's like this.
10
You're
minutes
just
later,
sad.
you're like, we're still not at Nessus? What the heck?
It takes
It's
like 20 minutes to get to the tower. Dude, I just need
Right.
to talk to Tess, dude.
It's like you listen to like Tess and Rahul just like recycle all of their audio as you're just staring at a blank screen waiting for
Yeah.
the tower to load in.
Yeah,
It's painful. So
exactly.
everybody on console thinks that you go over to PC because it's the Church of Unlimited Frames, which it is. But playing
Mhm.
on PC, you realize that it's not about the frames. Like it's the FOV. Like the fact that you just feel like the entire game is zoomed in so tight. Like that's the part. Like I don't get motion sickness. I've heard people complain about that. Going from PC to console, I mean, I'm not that dramatic about it, but like it's
Yeah,
very disorienting.
It's just
Gamer
tunnel
is.
vision. It's like,
I agree to a point. Yeah, like I don't get motion sickness, but for sure I'm just like I feel like I'm running slow and stuff like that. But like it's funny. What are you gonna say, former Guardian?
Oh, it really does. It really feels like you're running like so slow on console.
yeah, you cut those frames in half or more, and
Yeah.
it really does. Like you see somebody rushing at you with a shotgun, you're like, I got time, and all of a sudden you're dead. You're like, wait, what just happened? Like,
It's hard to judge the distances.
yeah, it is
yeah.
trippy. You're
Oh,
with the
yeah.
FOV change, distances do seem like they can be closer than what you think they are, and like they get to you faster. Like even though things seem like they're in slow motion, it's like they glitch towards you all of a sudden because you're just
Yeah.
not seeing all the. Yeah, it's trippy.
And not just that, but like the FOV, where I felt like it made a big difference was when I was helping people in the prophecy on Xbox. That Rainbow Road part, I couldn't do it on Xbox. It was so hard. I'm like, dude,
Yeah, I
my
was sitting there.
butt is like right in my face. Like I can't see what's around me. Oh,
I was
it
sitting at the
so-
finish line in my emote, waiting on you guys to get there, and you falling off every 5 seconds.
Oh,
They need to
man.
change the respawn timer on that. I'm sorry. It would otherwise be hands
40
down the
seconds.
coolest part of that
Stop.
dungeon. But when you
Yeah.
fall off
Yeah.
and you got to sit there for a full minute watching a counter go down while everyone else is driving their sparrows around, it's just painful.
You mean falling off as well?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It's not even like you get to watch everybody now for 40 seconds or whatever. It's like those people have to wait for you.
Yeah,
They have to
especially
wait
when
for you because the chest
there's a
is going to
secret chest
disappear.
down there, and then like you don't get it in time, it goes away. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
We should just, for our entire group, we should just instate, like, put it in writing. If you die more than twice, we're not waiting for you on the chest. Like, that's
Right.
it.
That's
You
harsh.
get there in two.
Twice.
I probably wouldn't get it either. Let's be honest.
That's
So,
how it
Devil,
was whenever
how's,
we were in. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's how it was whenever we were doing the Help a Guardian. It was like, you know what? I don't even want the chest. Let's just go. So
Yeah.
we just went.
Just roll.
Yeah, start the next encounter.
Well, if you're helping
Forward.
somebody, you don't have to tell them about it, right?
Yeah.
Don't even tell them about the secret chest.
Yeah. There's no chest here. I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, so you stream quite a bit, or with some type of regularity.
5 days a week. Yep.
Okay. And what's your time? When can people tune in to find you?
So my schedule is usually around 1 p.m. Central Time. That's kind of what I go off of because I'm in Germany. So my stream schedule is like really early in the day compared to you guys because it's currently 6 a.m. here. So I'm committed to the cause this morning.
We appreciate that.
But for me, that's 7, 8 o'clock at night, and I stream for 2-3 hours because I do still work, a normal day job and stuff. So that's usually when I stream is about 1 p.m. Central Time. I guess that's about what 8 or 9 a.m. for you guys on that Arizona time. But that's my normal schedule. I'm off Mondays and Thursdays, but then I stream pretty much every other day doing something, whether it's Destiny 2, which is majority of my time, or just whatever else I can find to play.
And when you're on Destiny 2, would you say you're more of a PvP, PvE kind of guy? Where do you spend more of your time? Are you a little bit of both?
I mean, I'm pretty much 50-50. I prefer PvP just because it's really the only element of the game that I'm not completely bored with. Because it's something you can't really get bored of. It's never the same. But you run the same raid 30 times, it can get a little bit boring. So
what are you saying here when none of us have done the raids and we're trying to get our moments of triumph done? And this is the 50th time that you've gone through.
Hit me up.
He's got a big backpack. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, I've done every raid multiple times. So I do Sherpa, I do teach. And I love doing that. That's actually one of the things I enjoy most is teaching people and seeing the success of like, oh, I went into this raid, 2 or 3 months ago, and I don't know what I was doing, and the raid teacher got mad and left, and so then we were just kind of stuck there. And I tried to not do that. I try to be more like I'm probably one of the most patient people when it comes to teaching. We'll fail 50 times if you guys want to fail 50 times, but eventually it'll click, and then once it clicks, you can just see it, and it becomes so much easier after that. So I enjoy doing that.
So feel free to name names. Who frustrates you the most out of our group? Is live for all the internet. I'm just kidding.
I mean, considering I've really only played with one of them, I'll go ahead and name that name of Gamer. He's pretty frustrating sometimes. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
He actually helps me a lot too. He kind of backpacks off of my lead sometimes and is like, yeah. So he like explains stuff a different way. Like if I get confusing on something, he'll hop in and be like, oh yeah, well maybe try it like this, and then maybe it clicks better with other people. So he's helpful like that.
When he's around, he's good at explaining. When he's not, or even sometimes when he is around, I think Former Guardian is just our like. If people are confused, it's just like, okay, everybody shut up. Listen to Former Guardian.
He's a master.
I'm going to put this to counter in 10 words.
Just stay there.
See,
I
think we only did. Former, we only did like one raid together, I think.
Yeah, you took us through Scourge.
Yeah, and that was the only one that we did, and I didn't notice any. Did we do Leviathan too? But
yeah, because we changed everything, and you're like, why you guys do everything different on this like gauntlet part?
Yeah, you guys do the rotation thing, which is, I mean, hey, that's cool. That's just not my preferred way, but
we like as many moving parts as possible because why not add complication to a raid? You know what I mean?
Expert mode.
Yeah.
Which hey, that's one thing I'll say is Destiny 2 needs to bring back hard mode raids. I'm just throwing that out.
There is. You didn't know? It's everybody has to equip Skyburner's Oath. All of a sudden, it's hard mode.
No Trinity Ghoul. All Titans.
Oh,
everybody has to run a Titan.
All Titans, Skyburner's Oath, and no swords.
No DPS, no well, or no DPS super.
Or is it everybody runs swords on a boss like Callus, where you have to stand on the plate to do damage?
That's hard.
There you go. That would be great. Just fling. What would it be? Black Talon, and then the whatever the seasonal one is, Adam.
Temptation Hook.
Yeah, Temptation Hook.
That'd be good. We should try that.
That sounds fun. Can we be
Callus
with just Temptation?
Can we do that? Can we do that after this?
Leviathan, though, let's be honest, it is kind of easy mode. Seeing that how that raid was created back in a double primary meta, shotguns were heavy.
That's probably why they're taking it out. I mean, in all seriousness, like you get to the dogs part and you get 1 or 2 buffs, and everyone just goes ham with a sword and you clear it. It's
Plus, you can do the finisher move on the dogs now, which makes it extra easy mode.
Oh, you can.
And
Oh,
cooler.
that's wow.
Dude, I bet I don't want to do that. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
so usually one Celestial
Use
Nighthawk Golden
World.
Gun and like maybe like one slash of the sword, and you can do the finisher move if you get 2 to 3 buffs.
Dang.
So you're saying we could probably 3-man Leviathan?
I mean,
that'd
probably
be-
people have soloed it, so I wouldn't say that it'd be past us.
We're not that good.
I'm
We're
double
not
putting money where
immune.
your mouth is. Let's go see it solo this thing.
No,
So
I
what-
do want to try to solo the Shattered Throne. That's one of the ones that's been on my list for a while to try. But you trying to do that prophecy gamer? You're crazy, dude. I can't
I've
even
gotten
make it
past-
through.
Yeah, I've gone past that first encounter, and after that, it's been.
I can't even make it through prophecy like the first area without dying like multiple times. So, props to you, buddy.
Thank you.
Sometimes when we're in there, I don't participate. I don't make motes. I don't collect motes. I just try to not die. And the
Yeah,
thing that
that's-
I'm best at is just dying.
You know, not dying is a solid strat in any encounter.
That just is my shot going in there.
Just don't
So,
take Beard into the prophecy.
Don't do it.
He'll die at least 15 times each encounter.
Oh,
Well, that's the
15? I think I
expert
got
mode
more
of the
than
last
that.
encounter.
The biggest problem is he's always the warlock. So like, all right, you got to drop
Yeah.
your well now. And,
And
we're like,
it happens
Beard, where you at?
right before the DPS. It's like turning it down.
I always get teleported. Well, that's the thing with the warlock jump. I get teleported off the edge, and I can't just humper. I can't just hunter
now-
jump
so
back
hold
onto
on.
it.
Hold on. So now you admit the floof is like really difficult to pull off because every time I'm Warlock,
When you're
like,
already,
it's the easiest jump. It's this and that. Now you're saying that it's hard.
I think it's the quickest. It's the easiest to like cover ground with. But
Mm,
when
the
you are
fastest.
blasted
That's-
off the edge, you're done.
Even if you walk
PvP
off
Dude,
the
players.
edge,
a
you're
Warlock
done.
jump is impossible. I don't know how people do that.
Like that's the thing about Warlock. Like if you just like walk off the edge,
yeah, you're
there's
dead.
no coming back.
There's no coming back at all.
There's a slow float to your death while you're
You know
just
what we
sitting
need to
there.
do?
You're
We
sitting
need-
there in shame.
We need
I
a
usually-
6-man a raid with all Warlocks and using nothing but blink.
Let's do
Why?
it.
Just
No.
cause. Let's do it.
Hey, with Oppressive Darkness, though, I think it's doable.
Scourge would be easy.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
Let's
No
do
That's
it.
jumping puzzle. No jumping puzzle that's an encounter. We'll put it that way.
For a
Oh,
reason.
yeah, that's
It
true.
doesn't really matter what class you are.
Well, if we're gonna blink, then we gotta be on.
Dude, I can't imagine blinking and during that Crown of Sorrows part, dude.
Dude, everybody with
Those
Blink
crystals,
doing the gauntlet on Leviathan. Tell me that wouldn't be hilarious. On the final
That actually
run,
would
all
be
6
good.
guys running with Blink.
Oh man.
That would be. Yeah, when you gotta hop on those little pillars though, in the
You got to jump
water.
through this. There's like the
on,
9 circles, and you got to jump through and get
that one too.
your buff.
That one will probably be
Yeah.
like Grandmaster mode, you know. Yeah, hard mode for like all Titans. You know,
It's like
you got,
secret achievement unlocked. Whenever
Yeah.
you get that.
Complete the
Complete
gauntlet
raid
with
with
6
Blink.
blinking warlocks.
Why did they take Blink away from hunters?
Because Bungie
because
don't know.
Warlocks are Destiny's favorite child.
Destiny's Child, I see what you did there.
I think Bungie favors Titans, but we won't get into that.
No, well, hold on.
Maybe we will.
We probably won't get into it yet.
Maybe we just need to squash this once and for all.
Like, hey, we noticed you've been complaining about
Titans
One-Eyed Mask, so we're
OP.
changing it.
By the way,
after a whole year of it being untouched.
We hear
did y'all
ya.
see did y'all see that TWAB that they posted? It was
Last week's?
it was I think
Which
it was last week's or the week before, where it said that one of the known issues was that the Guardian Games quest was still in people's quest line, and so they said they corrected that, and it says that Titans won with like immense overhaul or whatever, and then it had like a little sub note under it said hunters are still really sad about this. I got a kick out of that.
Oh man. Well, it's just it takes a special kind of human being to, because we all know that a Titan main at Bungie designed the mountaintop. Had to have been.
I don't know. Have you seen flying warlocks with using that?
Not the same. Nowhere near the
I
same.
mean that's an Apache attack helicopter with any
Right,
type of like
right.
grenade launcher or anything like that with a floating warlock 30 feet above your head.
Yeah, but
It's
if you put Stompies on with Black Talon, it's like using the Dawnblade Super. It's kind of fun. Throwing that out there.
See, but you have to put that together. You have to think that one through.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Titan is just you just log in and then you just get kills. That's it.
Titan.
Yeah, you just give them
You put on a subclass where you get healed and regenerated. Like
you just give them the
That's
stare
pretty cool.
and then mark them for vengeance and you're good to go.
That it's training wheels. We all agree, even though Not So Gamer is our resident Titan sympathizer. We all know that Titan exotics, they are just they're training wheels in
sympathizer.
the game.
look,
I mean I've got a Titan, but he's like 950. He's like 955 or something like that. Like he gets zero love.
He can hang
Mine
out
still
with
has
my
the
Titan.
emblem that you start the game with on. That's how much I've put into it. Just no love at all for Titans. But that could easily turn into an entire night of just why Titans are not like they are the favored subclass. They're the easiest to use. Like we might not ever finish that episode though. We could probably just talk into the eternities about how
I
busted
mean
Titans are.
Zavala, the leader of the Vanguard Titan, you know. It was from day one.
Titan, Saint 14, Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah, who
Noticing
did
a pattern.
Hawthorne? She's not even a guardian. They
But
killed
if she
ours.
were,
They killed our Vanguard. We still don't have one. It's been 2 years. Come on, Bungie.
Yeah, what's up with that? How come we just
They
sell on
haven't-
Vanguard?
they haven't found Aldrin yet. He's lurking.
Oh, that would be the ultimate douche move though. Is they bring
mean,
Aldrin into the
but
Vanguard.
it's-
Wouldn't
but it's the
technically
Vanguard
that's what it
dare.
is?
It's the Vanguard dare. That's the point of it.
Yeah.
Is the Hunter Vanguard is taken over by the Hunter that killed the previous Vanguard.
Wait, hold on, time out. But Beyond Light's coming out, right? And we're gonna be introduced to the darkness.
Yeah, so we're
Right.
leaving anyway.
So we
what do
have
we care?
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So we have the Drifter, we have Stranger, and we have Eris. Won't those three be the new ones for like the darkness?
So hold on though.
No, because there's 2 warlocks. It doesn't matter.
That's what I was gonna ask. What is Drifter?
He's a warlock.
What actually?
He's-
He has shoulder
was-
pads.
He was a warlock.
He's Drifter.
He was a worker for yeah, he's Drifter.
He's a
he's
cowboy.
dredging.
Let's be honest. He's
Isn't
like,
his first name like Jermaine or something like that?
Jermaine.
Yeah.
He has like 5 aliases
Freaking Jermaine.
because he has like an Asian name too, and I don't remember.
Didn't
what it-
Eris
what it
call him
was.
Jermaine though? I feel like
Yeah, at the
I feel like
prophecy.
she peered into
Mhm.
his soul and like found his birth name, and he was like, "How'd you know that?"
Yeah, because the darkness talks to her.
He's
I think it isn't one of his alias. I think it's like Ming Wu or something like that. Is what whenever he was dealing with the whatever a big lady's name is at the end of Prophecy. I can't think of her name. The emissary. Whenever he was dealing with her as like before she was the emissary, like I think she knew him as Ming Wu or something like that. So he's got he's got a lot of names.
How do we
Popular
go
guy.
through a whole season of him though, and there's like still questions like I don't know. I kind of feel like we don't each season like it has a focal character, but like we don't always really get to know.
I feel like Destiny wants to keep him as like the mystery, like the person that you know little bits and pieces about, but you'll never know the full story. It just
Especially
keeps
when you
that
don't play
mystery
Season
element.
of the Drifter. It's hard to really
Right.
know the guy.
That was actually the season of the Outlaw was my absolute favorite.
Wait, is that what
season,
it was
I think.
called?
He's in a gambit.
I thought it was called
No.
something like Reckoning.
No, Season of the Outlaw was the official Destiny name.
I don't think I've ever heard that. This is awkward.
Yeah, have I? I thought it was Season of the Reckoning.
I've also never heard anybody say that was their favorite season.
I mean, it's my favorite because
I was gonna question that hanging on your wall, but I mean, you also have Marvel and not DC, but we won't get into that.
yeah. Well, I needed
that's-
something to fill the space. So over my other shoulder here, I'm waiting to save up some money for another larger painting from the same gentleman that did the ones behind me here.
Nice.
So, but it's gonna be all Destiny stuff eventually. I want to get like a big banner that's got like the subclasses on it to hang where the Marvel poster is, but I haven't found one yet.
with the Titan just slightly out of frame.
No, I'll put a piece
No.
of tape over it.
No, still have them. I don't know how much you can like. If this is like a commissioned piece where you can tell them exactly what you want, or if you let them have artistic
Yeah, it
control.
is. Well, I mean,
Um,
I tell him what I'm looking for, but then he kind of like goes creative on me at that point.
Have
I
him
sent
do the
him-
Titan in crayon, just like a 10-year-old,
A
like
crayon drawing of a Titan.
just a crayon drawing.
Just like 2 circles and then arms.
That would have to be it.
With one eye. He's got to have one eye.
There you go. Put the clown face on.
Or just Crayolas coming out of his nostrils or something. Just do it. I interrupted you though. My apologies.
No, it's cool. But
Freaking Titans. So with this, so today with Reset, there's a couple things happening. Well, actually, I guess we'll do this. We have a couple protesters in chat who have come back week over week saying to bring back No Land Beyond.
Nope.
We'll get that one,
Next
I
question.
guess, out of the way. Next question. I'd be in favor of it, but it's just kind of hard when special isn't in the one slot anymore.
That would be a nightmare on PC with people just one-shotting for days at any range.
With No Land.
Dude, people made it work with controller back in the day at 30 FPS. You're gonna put that in the hands of somebody with a mouse. They're just like it's like using a hand cannon that one-shots. Like, no, that would be terrible.
The site does take up a big chunk of your screen though.
Yeah, okay.
It's not you got a funky triangle thing to point at people. Like, it's not.
Yeah, but we also have hand-picked mods of enhanced targeting and enhanced unflinching. Like, I say hard no, but
I could see them bringing
people
it
love
back with like stupid low range. But that's the thing, is the perk though is you get a kill, you reload after a kill, and you get like bonus precision damage or something. So like, I don't know. It's like a chaperone. It's like a true sniper chaperone, basically.
It's like a chaperone that can cross map. It's totally balanced.
Right. What do you mean? It doesn't do that already?
It does. Holy crap.
We got some people too saying that we keeps pausing. Stream keeps pausing.
Yeah, it does.
Getting to be right back, flashing up on the screen.
Everything here looks fine.
This is awkward.
This is awkward and embarrassing.
Here, let me do this.
We appreciate your patience with the technical difficulties.
Turn it on performance mode, bud.
Yeah, everything's good. Yeah.
Switch over to a Titan. Just make everything easy.
All right, everything should be good now.
Just walk through life finding like $5 bills and crayons on the ground. You're all like happy as can be.
And they're not, instead of like names for the colors, they're just like names of food. That's that color or something. So,
Apple red.
yeah. With Reset this week, we don't really do Grandmaster stuff all that much. With
I've
as much
never
as
even
I-
attempted it.
I've never even tried it. Yeah.
But they rolled out a change this week. So there's tiers as far as like how many points you finish with. There's like silver tier, gold tier, platinum tier. And basically, depending on what tier you finish at, you have a higher drop rate for exotics, masterwork, materials, that kind of thing.
Exotics and Ascendant Shards.
Ascendant Shards.
Those are the 2 rewards.
Yeah. So, I don't know how much time I'm going to be spending grinding out Grandmaster Nightfalls. Definitely something geared towards, I don't know, PvE lords, I guess. But I think it's kind of interesting how there's a little bit of a reason to, because like, does anybody bother looking at the points at the end of a strike? Like,
Only if you're going for the 100K ordeal.
Only if I want to see who did the least amount of DPS damage.
that is our way of trash talking when we're yeah, exactly. It's always the hunter who missed his Goldie shot.
Or the Titan on the team. Not to keep bashing on the Titan, but we're like 38,000, bro. We all broke 1 million. What happened?
Yeah, exactly. Who kept missing his sword slashes or something. So, again, the Grandmaster aspect of it is kind of missed on me personally, but what, like in the future though, if they implemented something similar, like just making the point system matter a little bit more in just your regular strikes, I think if we had strike specific loot in each strike, and then they made a point system like that within the strike where you finish platinum and you get like a way high chance of getting whatever piece of armor, whatever weapon.
Yeah, like it increases your chances of getting, whatever you're looking to get.
Would that
The
make
higher
you
your
guys
score.
want to run strikes a little bit more? Because I mean, I
Probably
don't
not.
run them. No,
I mean,
Probably
Even
not.
so.
Well,
if
so go for more Guardian. Sorry.
if they implemented these Grandmaster Nightfalls a bit differently, I think more than anything it just shows the glaring flaw in the bounty and leveling up system, because you can't do that activity unless you're, what is it, 1080? What, I don't know what it is this season.
I think it's 1080.
1080.
Yeah, 1080.
So the hard cap is 1060. So you have to hit the hard cap and still get plus 20 on your artifact. And that just means a lot of bounty farming to be able to do one specific activity that at the end of the day gives you the same rewards as the lower tier before it, just at a higher drop chance. But I mean, you can probably run 2 of the lower level in the same time you do the high one. So, is it really better? I mean, if they had some different way of not gating it that way to where like none of us can even do it, unless I'm mistaken. None of us are high enough to even attempt it.
Gamer, you're probably up there.
You're
Yeah,
1070 something, right? Or have you hit 1080?
No, I'm 1070.
So
So still not there.
it's like,
Well, I mean, I think you have to be minimum requirement. It's got to be like 1060, and I think you can go in there and do it. But my problem with the Grandmaster Nightfalls though is that they limit your light capacity. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't go above that and go in there. So like no matter what, they already nerf you about it before you even get in there. So they make it that high tier quality,
yeah,
PvE activity. So for me, that's like a miss, because like you're giving us this opportunity to become these like light bearers, and like you can hold all this light. And where I think the activity where it should matter, where you're able to grind light, they nerf that. You know what I mean? Because like every season when it comes, like the hardest part about me getting into Destiny is grinding for light. You know what I mean? Like that's always what drags me, and like, like I got to do this again.
I want to see a change in that next season.
Exactly. So the one activity where it should matter is the one activity where they nerf that. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, that seems kind of a low blow to a Grandmaster Rifle, which is why I've never done it.
They gate you from being able to attempt it. You have to be X amount of light to even try it, and then nothing beyond that is for your benefit. And what's funny about it is they just recently, with I think Shadowkeep was the first one, maybe it was before that, but they introduced the concept of contest mode on raids, where it essentially does the same thing. It locks you at a certain light level, or rather, specifically makes the enemy's X amount of light higher than you to make it more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't see why they couldn't do that, without having this gate, right? Because it's set. It's 1,100 light is the difficulty, and I think you have to be 1070 or 1080 to attempt it. So they're locking you at that like 20, 30 light level below. Why didn't they just put it like at 1080 with more modifiers, but there's something that locks you at 1050 or 1060? It's the same concept. It doesn't do anything, but it lets people attempt this incredibly hard, difficult activity without requiring them to do endless hours of bounty farming, So,
well, that's the thing. Since our group, I mean, we've talked about this in previous episodes. A lot of us here on PC, kind of just no drive at all to get into trials, and usually that's where we would be spending our time. Kind of a lot of us having PvP backgrounds, and so we're left with like PvE. And so it's like, okay, cool, let's go see what PvE stuff we can do. Since we're mainly doing raids these days, it's like there isn't as many bounties you can be completing to rank up your artifact. And so I'm usually just not anywhere near max light. I would be nowhere near as high light as I am had it not been for the AFK farming and the Umberland Grams being broken. Probably wouldn't have played a whole lot of the season, because just that grind of new season, we have to go back and do the same strikes, the same bounties, the same everything, just to be able to play the new content. then I definitely think the Grandmaster Nightfall setup is just like an exacerbated version of that light gate, basically. Former Guardian and I have talked ad nauseum about how sick and tired we are of your light being tied to armor and not just to experience or things that you're doing in the game.
And blue's still dropping. Can I just
and blue's
throw
still
that
dropping.
out there? Why do I get 5 blues after every Crucible match?
Yeah, they should be out of the picture right after you hit that soft cap. Like
we would be proponents of just burning the whole system down, not having your light or power or whatever tied to your gear, like in any way, shape, or form. Doubt that's ever going to happen.
Especially with sunsetting,
a lot of us out of things like
because that's directly tied to the concept of sunsetting, and I think that's why it's never going away. Which is it is depressing because it like managing your inventory just based on light level and not whether or not something's good or not just adds to the agony of juggling a bunch of armor and weapons all the time that you're carrying around, and I got to keep this because it's higher light, even though it sucks, until I get something higher. Then I can dismantle it or decide to infuse it or whatever. And yeah, it's a long-winded process. We go through it every season, the beginning of every season for the first month or so until you hit whatever cap and you start leveling your stuff
the
up.
Thing about me is like I don't even grind to the max light level. Like you'll level up eventually just playing the activities you like to do. There are a lot of hardcore people out there that like they want to be like max light like the first week or the first 2 weeks of the season drop, and I'm like, I don't care to do that. I would rather enjoy my game, play it the way I want to play it, and I'll get to the light level eventually, and like you guys are saying about the Grandmaster, you have to grind out all these activities to be able to play it. I think their offset for that is releasing it later in the season. Like it's not available at the beginning. So it gives like the more casual type people that don't want to just sit there and grind light level week after week and be like, oh, well, here's this activity for you right off the bat. Like, so they kind of offset it that way. But at the same time, Bungie, look at me when I say this. Light leveling is not content. Please stop.
Nope.
Light leveling is not content. Release more activities for casual people. They cater so much to the hardcore players that the casual people, it's hard to pick up the game and stay interested because they're like, oh, well, I'm never going to get there.
So that was me this season. The one thing I wanted to do this entire season was the dungeon, was Prophecy. And it's amazing. It's an incredible dungeon, tons of fun. I really dig the loot that comes out of it. I don't think I would have played this season if it weren't for the Prophecy. And I probably would not have gotten to the light that you need to get into Prophecy just because I just like going into Crucible and messing around, having fun with different loadouts, like not necessarily focused on, I got to do all these other activities to get light. Like, I haven't cared about light or getting to max light, like, I don't know. I don't even know how many seasons. I just don't care about it. And I think you're right. Grinding light is not content. And I guess I don't think Former Guardian and I have ever filled in Gamer on our just completely heretic ideas of what we want for level grinding in this game. But we just want it completely based on just like when you're leveling, like 1 through 40 or whatever the level is.
I think that's where the whole conversation started, that one day we were talking about it, is they've already implemented in the game this concept of you level up and your character actually grows a level. Like the artifact is now you get X amount of experience and your overall light level goes up. And we're like, okay, so uncouple it from armor. Like season starts, you're at 1,000, they bumped it up 50 or 60 points, and over the course of just playing the game, you're going to gradually get up to that 1050 mark. I mean, that's essentially what we're doing anyways, but we're just dealing with added RNG of needing weapons and armor to drop in certain categories so that overall you slowly climb up. Like, just have it be gradual. The way the artifact works, just have that be your source of light. And it gets capped at 1050, and the next season it goes up, and you keep leveling up after that, And especially because it doesn't change the game, the way you play the game, other than just now there's more content I can go and do. It just seems like a simpler concept, but I mean, I think since they've introduced sunsetting, I don't see that ever happening. And we already know almost a year out into the future, the new light level caps for armor and weapons, because it's changing each season. We know that next season it's 1260. We know the one after that it's 1310, and the one after that it's 1360. So it's already, the road is laid out for the next year on what light level caps are going to be, and they have to be tied to armor so that they can sunset things as time goes on.
Yeah, when the whole AFK thing, because you brought it up, Beard, for a little bit. When that incident happened, it was weird because the community was either like you were 100% for it or you were like 100% against it. And for me, the bottom line that I just concluded was, at the end of the day, and I don't think the problem wasn't that you could AFK the thing and get up to max level. I don't think that was a problem. The problem is that there is a problem with leveling, in the game. You know what I mean? There's no fun content out there. Now, I don't want to say fun, but that there's a problem with the leveling light level in the game right now, which they really need to fix. Kind of what Devil said. Leveling isn't content. Like grinding light level isn't content. So that's the biggest issue. The biggest issue wasn't that you were able to go and do those AFKs or find those cheeses where you can level up high. There's a reason why people are cheesing their way through that, and that's because for example, you got a casual player who wants to try the prophecy. For him to go do the prophecy, and if he didn't get a chance to do the AFK, man, that's gonna take him weeks, months to be able to step in and even participate in the prophecy, where you had other people who've done it longer, who already got the cool stuff. You know what I mean? So there's got to be a sweet balance on, especially catering towards the casual players, because now you're looking at we were talking about trials last week. Yeah, a casual player can't even step in trials right now, depending on how bad it is. Now he can't even step into PvE activities because he can't get his light level up high enough. You know what I mean? So where's the line in here? You know what I mean? It's like Bungie or Destiny is getting set where it's only catering to one specific group of people and not catering to it's all community at one.
Well, and to back up your point too, Gamer, because this is the first time AFK farming in the Black Armory forges, this was not the first time it's happened. I think it was the third, if I'm not mistaken, but it was the first time the community as a whole blew up about it. And part of it was some crazy number, 70% of everybody connected to the Bungie servers playing Destiny was AFK farming while it was going on.
Well, here's the difference. Former Guardian, is before AFK farming was for materials to be able to buy things from vendors. This time it was for Umbral Ingrams that actually gave you light level.
Well, but at the same time, it was for materials first, but the other time was for the baking the cookies thing during the Season of Dawning. That gave you a ton of experience, way more than cashing in engrams. And so people were able to level up that's the whole reason I got my season pass done that season, because I was not worried about bounties and getting experience and stuff that season. I didn't really care. I burned through all of it and got up to level 100 on my season pass because I could just bake a ton of cookies. And that was something that did directly affect. There are some people that were avid about it and consistently doing it. They got up to 3, 4, 500 on their season pass, which is plus however many light level. That affects the game too, but people didn't blow up and freak out about it then. It was because this was the beginning of a season, people were using it to get to max light level. And to Gamers' credit, I think that does show a flaw in the system, because so many people did it just to get their light level up, and to the point where Bungie had to step in sooner than they did before, because they fixed the thing with the materials and people AFK farming then and stuff. But it was a quick response within, 3-4 days
There's a bigger can of worms too when we look at Bungie's response times to fixing issues like that, when there's other glaring issues with the game that are still just because we went another week
cheaters,
another club, right? Another club where the beavers get mentioned but the cheaters don't, and connection errors. It's an internet-based game. There's gonna be connection errors.
So I saw something from Ubisoft that really caught my attention. That now Ubisoft, on what's their new battle royale game called that they just dropped?
Escape, something like that.
Yeah, Hyperscape, I believe it is.
Yeah.
So Hyperscape has a new anti-cheat system that they've rolled out just yesterday. That whenever you're caught cheating, it actually bans your hardware as well as your software. So if it catches you cheating, it takes your unique ID off of your system and bans that as well. So you can't just re-download it under a different name and continue cheating.
You're just
So
done.
yeah, like you would have to buy a whole new system, or
You couldn't do a recov and have a side business and make your money that way.
And hold on, Devil. And that game is what, free to play right now?
free to play. Yeah.
Crazy. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Just like Valorant. Oh, so
Devil,
crazy.
have you bought the Master Chief Collection of Halo?
Yeah, I have it on both PC and Xbox.
Okay, fellow patriot here. These other two knuckleheads are dragging their feet. I'm telling them, just get it. It's amazing.
It's a good game for everybody to play together.
Former Guardian on the fence a little bit. I think there's just
I'm not
other
on the
things.
fence. I'm gonna buy it. I just haven't yet. I
Okay.
got too
Okay.
much
No,
to
I'm
do
not
in
gonna-
Destiny still.
I'm getting Horizon, so yeah, it's in the back burner.
So check this out. You pay for this game. You download it. It as part of just the package of stuff that downloads when you buy it. There's what's it called? Easy Cheat or something like that. So it's an anti-cheat software that downloads alongside the game. And then when you launch it, it even like loads up the anti-cheat as you're launching the game. And then it gives you an option. You can select, I want to play the normal game, or I want to play the game with the anti-cheat software turned off. And this is to like test out mods. And like basically it's like if you want to have free reign to mods and tweak the game in different ways or whatever, have fun, you can do that. So you have the option off the bat to like play with mods, or
because that's one of the fun things about the old Halo games on the Xbox 360 is you could mod the crap out of it, and it made it so fun.
Yeah,
you just be running down a map and you see a warthog just take off flying and doing backflips and stuff. You know,
people made some cool Forge levels using mods.
So yeah, not just for cheating, like it's for messing with the sandbox essentially. But the point that I wanted to tell you guys is this anti-cheat is so aggressive, and it's a bug. It's obviously not meant to do this, but this anti-cheat, if you're running certain RGB software, whether you've got RGB on your motherboard, your RAM, whatever, your fans, because in PC land you just have to have unicorn vomit on everything.
It makes you better. It makes you a better gamer.
That and your gaming chair. Those are the two biggest factors on your aim.
It drops your flick snipes down to 1 to 2 frames. That's how good it is. So anyways, when you launch the Master Chief Collection and you have certain RGB software running, the bug thinks it's some type of mod. It thinks it's a cheat. And the anti-cheat does not let you load the game. You literally have to like close it, figure out what it's causing. I mean, it's a simple fix. You just have to go into Task Manager and then just end whatever software is running. But the fact that and it's still Bungie. It's owned by Microsoft. I get it, but it's still Bungie's game. But Steam makes you download this anti-cheat that's so aggressive that like it thinks that your RGB software is an in-game mod, and it shuts you down from the start. You can't even launch the game. I'm not a tech guy. I can't pretend to understand the intricacies of like how one works versus why one doesn't. But it's not like a solution doesn't exist, I guess is the point. Like the solution is out there.
But the thing with Bungie and Destiny with the anti-cheat is give us something, just something somewhere. Like don't just say, "Oh, we have an anti-cheat." Okay, where is it? Because it's obviously not working, or you guys just like haven't flicked the switch to on, or like I don't know what's going on. But cheating both on console and PC, but PC more obviously, is just it's running rampant and it's ruining the game for so many people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go.
I think it's gonna take when a new raid comes out, it's gonna take a whole 6 team of cheaters for Bungie to realize that, you know what, we need to put an anti-cheat on here. That's gonna make them wake up, because like right now it for us, we mainly play PvP. It's been something absolutely. Like at this point, like I'll just do Warzone or do something else because and even in Warzone there's cheaters there too. But anyways, like outside of that, I mean, like it's very, very sad how we can't even get this problem fixed yet, and it's been going on for a long time now.
Yeah, as bad as it sounds to say, I think it does come down to the fact that Destiny as a game, I think, has a larger player base of those who come to play the game for PvE. and cheating is something directly affecting the PvP community, and I think it just is a nature of the beast that it gets put on the back burner sometimes. I think Bungie has a lot going on. We haven't even addressed the elephant in the room regarding the delay, which I'm sure we're getting into right now. But clearly they're a bit overrun with things that they're trying to get produced and fixed and patched and updated. And they've already come out and said, hey, for the sheer size of this game, even just implementing changes can be a huge, monstrous project.
But they always seem to have a plan B. Like when the Forges happened, it's like, okay, we'll just send you to orbit. Like there's a plan B. When, I don't know, there's been other, like when
send the cheaters to orbit. Bungie, I solved it for you. It's just that easy.
Orbit, just boot them right away.
Mid-game, they're just ejected. You're
like how many times has Telesto just been turned off? Like you just can't use it at all. Like it's just basically out of the game. Like
Wormhouse Crown. Oh, not the Caress for the Titans. They like turn that off.
We don't care about Titans. I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, yeah, no, but I get what you're saying. You know, like the things that break the game, and they feel like they right away go on and like they turn things off or they turn things on. You know,
that's kind of my point. And again, it sounds like judgmental to say, but all of those things you guys have mentioned affect PvE, don't they? I mean,
see, but I'm just not sure though, because like think about like how big Twitch is, and like in the past couple weeks, like everybody that, you know, big players, big names in the community that have had like outside issues come to light that's caused them to be banned or deplatformed or whatever the case is. Like there are some big people that make money playing this game, doing PvP content. And so I think there's enough of a face to it to where like there's a reason to be a little bit concerned. And
see, that's one of my biggest surprises is that, you know, how much Bungie caters to streamers, and the streamers have all come together and said this is an issue, and they still haven't solved it.
Yeah.
And there's only so long that Bungie can hide behind we split from Activision and we don't have the crew that we need to do this. It's like it's been a year since they split with Activision. There's only so long that excuse can work. You know, hire more people. There's plenty of game developers out there that, you know, need jobs. You know, the game industry is it's big, and, you know, maybe you're not going to get signed on with like the big ones like Activision, Ubisoft, all of those, but Bungie is still a very good, large, credible company, and I feel like people would love to come work for them. They just need to hire them, and I don't know their budgets and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's playing into the factor. The COVID-19 is playing into the factor, but, you know, there's only so long you can hide behind that wall of, oh, we don't have enough people to handle all of this. Like, get it together. It's time to, you know, nut up or shut up type deal. It's been a year since you guys split from Activision. It's not really much of an excuse anymore.
Yeah. And there is some level of anti-cheat happening. Like Destiny Fun Please put out a tweet, and he had a video on it too, today or yesterday or something, of somebody who, like, there was this guy that was self-resing. Like, when was the last time we saw somebody self-res in trials or PvP or whatever it is? Like, there are certain cheats that the game recognizes. And so the tweet was about how this cheater, he got booted mid-match. Like, he got taken out of the game, basically. And so to some level, there is anti-cheat, and it is working, but it's like... But it's just...
We talked about this a bit, either last episode or before, I think it was last, that, Destiny does have an anti-cheat, and Bungie has explained that, but the thing is, their anti-cheat detects anything that adjusts the game itself. And so somebody modifying the game, self-resing, using unlimited heavy ammo, teleporting in front of people, it's adjusting in-game components, and they're able to detect that. The biggest level of cheating that is running rampant right now that everybody is complaining about is aimbotting and wall hacking. And those are things that are overlays on top of your screen or that are affecting your peripherals that are allowing you to play at a skill level that isn't possible or have information that you shouldn't have. And it's something that isn't directly affecting anything in-game per se. And so that's why these other games you guys are bringing up as examples, Valorant, Halo, these have an out-of-game software that is detecting those type of programs that are affecting the way that you're playing. And
I'll say also, you know, if it takes me, 5 minutes to boot up Destiny 2 versus like 45 seconds or whatever it is on PC, I don't care. If that's what it takes for that software to go through all of my files and say, okay, this aimbot file is not part of my, executables.
Yeah.
Okay, boom, problem solved, easy. I don't care that I had to wait, an extra 2.5 minutes for the game to load, as long as I get to play the game and enjoy it.
And when it is running, it needs to show a big Iron Banner hammer, just like pound your screen, and it just shuts it down.
Galron hammer right on top of the deception.
Straight up, and it just says banned across your screen, and then your account's just gone.
Then everybody sees it. Then your opponent, everybody can see
Little
it.
message pops up.
Everybody automatically teabags that person. But going piggybacking off what you're saying, former Guardian, like we bring these games up as examples because first of all, they're free to play. Mm-hmm. Halo, is $10 to play right now?
Separately, yeah.
Right. So
if you have the Game Pass, it's free.
Okay, so very cheap or free. And they got it down, a very, very simple solution, a nice little anti-cheat, where they detect those kind of things that we're talking about, where you got the wall hacks, you got the aimbotting, you got those things that are modifying your gameplay. So those games specifically have a program, a software that you need to download on your PC for you to even participate in that game mode. You know what I mean? So easy fix, exactly. So why hasn't Destiny 2?
So are these games
had that figured out yet?
Never played Valorant. Don't play I don't play any. I don't think we mentioned a Call of Duty one.
Valorant's toxic. You're fine. Don't play.
But so these games though that have these anti-cheat software that you have to install or that come with the install, are these gaming publishers are they pairing up with these anti-cheat?
The anti-cheats are their own company,
their
own software.
It has to be made compatible with the game itself. It's not you have an anti-cheat now. Any game you play is detecting software on your computer. It's made for Valorant or for these other games.
And I believe both of them are Counter-Strike games. So
how is Bungie already has the software, they've had the agreement or whatever, and I don't understand the market, the territory, so I probably don't know what I'm talking about. But they have the one that's working for Halo. Maybe it's Microsoft that has it set up and not necessarily Bungie. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably more likely Microsoft because they have a larger budget, can afford stuff like that. And they freed up a lot of space since they killed Mixer, so they have a lot of room to work now.
I mean, essentially what they need to do...
They sold it.
Hashtag salty.
Essentially, Beard, what they need to do is they need to make that kind of software, even if they have access to that program or whatever, say for Halo, they have to make it compatible with Destiny so that it's detecting things while that game is running, and that's what hasn't been done, and that's why everybody is so up in arms.
Financial thing then?
What?
Could it be more financial, you think, then?
If it is, I mean, let's be honest, say there's a $5 install that you have to download now if you want to play PvP. I don't know.
But when we're talking about prices, when we're talking about, we just give a couple examples where free-to-play games got it right.
Yeah, those free-to-play games do make money. They do it through
here's what I think might be the biggest issue. Mm-hmm. I think the biggest issue is the size of Destiny, the size of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's probably the biggest thing is there's a lot of code for that anti-cheat software to have to go through to be compatible. Mm-hmm. So that being said, when Beyond Light comes out and they basically cut their game in half, do you guys foresee maybe a more of an anti-cheat system being available at that time?
I think we're getting an anti-cheat at some point, but they've really just been playing this game of we're working on it, and they're not even giving tentative dates, any kind of idea, and that's what's so frustrating for people.
I get the hush part because you don't want the cheaters to find out you're about to find out how they're cheating and how to fix it, but I
don't need details on how the software works, but tell me, hey, we have it slotted tentatively for November.
Because at this point we're just putting faith in it's going to get fixed at some point,
and a lot of people aren't. I mean, how many PvP streamers do we know who have said I'm not playing Trials anymore?
Yeah,
I mean,
Trials participation across all platforms is.
Exactly. There's no names like us as far as Beard and I don't stream or anything, but we haven't played it pretty much since the third week, I think was the last time last season. Third week of last season that we're just this is not.
I have
something
one
I'm gonna
flawless that I've done, and I'm proud of that moment because I did it legit. I didn't do any type of like win trading or anything. I did a legit full run, 7 wins, flawless, and that was good enough for me. And I put trials away after that. Like I was like, I don't need to keep trying. I did what I wanted to do.
Well, and then beavers are a whole nother conversation, and that
Yeah.
can go back to, like Devil said, the size of the game, but I think more than that, it's more of an issue that you're dealing with peer-to-peer connections, and there's just going to be times where that connection's bad and somebody's getting disconnected. And
Now, could the beaver could it be because there isn't a lot of players playing as well? Like, can that be an effect? Because I mean, like week when the first one it dropped, like that first week it dropped, I didn't get beaver coded as much.
I remember there was a week early on where it was savage bad.
Second, third week.
Yeah,
Second,
it was like
third
the
week
third
something.
Yeah, it was the week where I got
On,
it was the week the summoner came out on third win. Like that week was terrible. Like I mean,
rewards glitched out. People got to 3 wins,
people got
5
to
wins.
Lighthouse,
Like, where's my drops?
Yeah.
There was another fix. That was another think fast, make a fix. But I guess you guys are right. We're past that point in the conversation to assume that there is a quick fix, because if there were, probably would have been implemented. But I mean, then people like Azzacross say like, well, then just disable trials, right? Like, make that the quick fix. Like, hardly anybody's playing it, and so I don't know. I don't know where the answer lies. I feel a little bit more enlightened just on how anti-cheat software works. But that's the thing. Maybe by trimming the game down, like Devil was saying, the game's about to be half the size, right, or around there somewhere. Maybe
Yeah, because they're at over 110 gigs right now, I think, for total size.
Yeah.
And the console too. It's growing on console as well. Like people are having to buy new hard drives.
It's close to 100 gigs on console.
So, and who knows? Maybe they already have something lined up. There's something slotted. When the game is smaller, maybe there's an anti-cheat software producer out there already that has some copy of the game with less files to deal with, and they already have an anti-cheat in place, and we're going to get everything we're asking for Christmas, right? Who knows? Maybe it's already in the works, and we're spinning our wheels here talking about it. It could happen.
One of the other things about the smaller free games having the anti-cheat is they kind of started out their game with it already, like this is part of the game, whereas Bungie's coming in halfway through and now has to have somebody go back through and change it all. But I mean, once again, speculation.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to find out. Have to wait and see.
Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z.
To be continued. Well, I guess that just, I mean, for the summer then, are we going to, like, are we going to stick around? Because now we have an extra month and a half of Mountaintop.
Yeah, are we going to talk about the delay? We've been putting it off for the
Yeah.
entire episode.
We got a few extra minutes. We started a little late, so we can go on for an extra, like, 10 minutes is fine.
I mean, gut
The delay
reaction, was anybody surprised about the delay? And then what does that mean for the game? But was it a shock to anybody?
I wasn't as shocked, but I was like, oh man, it was one of those moments you're like, dang it. But like, I wasn't as shocked because I mean, that same thing happened last year, right?
So that was my reaction. I wasn't shocked, but I was very much disappointed.
Yes.
For a couple reasons. I think more than anything, because you're right, this did happen at Shadowkeep, and when it happened for Shadowkeep, everyone was like, very supportive of it, and I've seen a lot of positivity still from the community as far as just make sure it comes out right. But I think timing in this case was just bad for Bungie because, one, this was already a longer season, right? Last year, it was set up with 4 seasons. You had Forsaken, you had the Black Armory season, you had Season of the Drifter, or Quick Draw.
Have 4 seasons, that's right.
Outlaw. I was close. Season of Outlaw and Season of Opulence, right? You had 4 seasons for the full year. This year, they planned on it only being 3 seasons.
Well, the 4th season was going to be the first of them.
And yeah, so this last season was already longer. It was about a month longer. They've now delayed the launch of the next expansion a month and a half. So this season is now 2.5 months longer than any other season. And as it was, this was the season where we're dealing with moments of triumph and stuff. We talked about this last week, that you have so much time. Like, we're probably all going to get it done just because we had the time on our side to casually go through and complete these throughout the season. They just added another month and a half. So there's now no urgency in this season to get anything current event-wise done. And I personally have seen just in streamers, YouTubers, people I follow that are part of the Destiny community sort of drifting on to other games and playing other stuff and not being as focused on the game because of this news. And I fully understand, and huge disclaimer, Bungie's been working at home as a company for how long? Every employee's been working from home for the past 3-4 months. Like, again, this wasn't a surprise to me personally. It's definitely justifiable as far as business standpoint. But I think timing wise, it was just a bad moment for the game, and it's obviously something they couldn't avoid. But they're introducing a new element that has to go on weapons and armor and enemies and shields, and adding new subclasses. Like, there's a lot coming, and the limited work space that they have, everybody working from home. Like, I've dabbled in writing code. I'm in no way knowledgeable on the subject, but I know when you're talking about games and things like this, oftentimes multiple people are writing the same string of code for a certain object or a certain function or something in the game, and when you're not right next to them to collaborate, that slows down the process. So I think it's just the fact of the matter is they are not going to be able to hit that time frame, but it does have a negative impact on the game, more so I think this year than last year.
I mean, I'm okay with the delay, just because everybody can sit here and say Bungie's bad and Destiny sucks, all this kind of stuff, but guess what? We're still coming back. We're still playing it. We're
100%.
still enjoying it every single day that we play it.
Mm-hmm.
And, as of right now, I haven't been extremely disappointed. I've been let down a little bit, and I got over it, and I continue to play the game. There for a while, I put the game down at like midway through last season of Worthy. After Trials was a bust, and I just didn't have the drive to play any of it. I just didn't really care. I put it down, and then I picked it back up near the end of the season, and then I've been grinding this season, playing, and I'm enjoying it. So let them have their time, let them do what they need to do. Let them fix their stuff, and hope that we get a really, really good DLC content.
And you met me, Devil, during that time.
Yeah, met all you guys during that time.
So then, what do you think is going to happen if the new DLC launches? There's all this hype, obviously. People are speculating, I don't know, some type of new enemy, maybe not a completely new race, but some type of darkness. I don't know, something,
Stasis?
right?
Stasis,
Stasis, yeah, I guess, that's true.
Stasis.
And so, is it going to be enough to have the new content and still not, let's just say, mention an anti-cheat or not mention some of the other PvP related issues? Or do you think it's going to have to roll out with like everything? Like it has to fix everything.
I think if they release it and they just stay hush hush again on the anti-cheat and the problems that are blaring in their game, they're not going to have a good response.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, dropping the DLC is just going to be like putting lipstick on a pig. You know what I mean? Like, they need to come out and be something more. Like, okay, we bringing this stuff out. Don't get me wrong. Like, we're getting excited here because, like, when we first started the podcast, we said, you know what, it's a good way because, like, Destiny has a future. We've been talking about, there's 3 years into the future here and what we're going to see. I'm guessing, Beyond Light's coming out. We extended Beyond Light, which we get that. But if they don't address some of the issues we're having now, we're just gonna be diving into the same stuff over and over again that we're getting. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna lose more players and more players. But like, they need to be more they need to help the community out as well and being like, okay, you know what, like, Beyond Light's coming out. It needs to hit a home run almost, especially with you got other games coming out.
It needs to be it needs to be a Forsaken type expansion.
Or what was
because
that? Keen one. Yeah, it's got to have that same effect.
Because Forsaken absolutely revived Destiny 2. It was a dead game for the
Since
two seasons prior. Yeah, Warmind and what was the other one?
Nobody.
Osiris. Curse of Osiris one, yeah. I mean, that was the point. I didn't play Destiny for a year.
Mm-hmm.
After those expansions came out, and I beat all of the content for each season within 2 weeks, and there was just really nothing to do.
No raids.
I put the game down, and Forsaken came back, and they hyped it up really good on their TV spots and their trailers and all that. I gave it a shot, and I fell back in love with the game, and I've been playing it basically consistently ever since Forsaken dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Forsaken really was the Little Mermaid to Bungie's Disney. And any Disney heads out there will know that, like, Black Cauldron basically killed Disney, and like Disney was going to go bankrupt, and then they came out with the Little Mermaid, and like,
shut your mouth. That was a good movie.
Black Cauldron. What?
I don't
Weird.
honestly remember it. I think I watched it once though.
No,
No,
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen it.
You ever seen Black Cauldron?
Mm.
Disney Plus, dude. Go look it up. It's
I
out
have
there.
to.
You can watch all their flops.
To you. But yeah, like I definitely feel like, because they've already, and that's the thing, like there are some things that I mean, we don't want to beat a dead horse here on our show. Like we've talked about cheaters, like we've talked about loot and stuff in Trials, and there's still people in the community that complain about like, oh, Trials has old loot. It's old loot. It's Destiny 1 reprisal stuff. I think it's cool. I dig it. But they've already said that next season they're coming out with adept weapons. They're coming out with new loot. It's going to be so like there are things that we already know are going to happen, and that's definitely not the point here that we're trying to make. Is like we want new loot. Like we know we're going to get that, but I just feel like we know that the DLC is going to be nuts. We know the PvE content's going to be great. We're getting a new subclass or new
Probably a
class.
raid.
Yeah, probably. So we know big stuff is coming, but it's like, but the cheating, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, not to like cut in there, but and we've talked about cheating a lot already, but like you said, they've already said they're gonna come out with adept weapons, adept perks, blah blah blah. I'm trying to hype it up. I don't even think that's enough to get people getting back into Trials unless the cheating is fixed. You know what I mean? Like that's not enough for people to come back and be like, okay, yeah, let's all play it. You know what I'm saying? Like there still needs to be addressing this cheating business that's going on right now.
Yeah, I don't think the game's gonna flop if it comes out with the subclasses and it's a great event and they just don't talk about the cheating. But people will be upset. Like the game will not die. Like going back to Devil's comment, like we're all gonna stick around and we're gonna keep playing. But there will definitely be a negative response because the PvP community is very large in Destiny. And as much as they feel like they get shafted and overlooked a lot, there still is a lot of people who play the game, most all of us included, for the PvP experience. And right now that experience is pretty rough. And so if they don't even mention anything, I don't to go back to your question though, I don't think they have to roll out this expansion and here's your anti-cheat. That would be amazing and everybody wants that. But if they at least address it and say, we've been working on an anti-cheat, it is slotted to come out in whatever, patch October 12th.
Yeah, I think it's got to be before.
But they have to have that conversation of this is what's going on with the anti-cheat. You can't just here's your DLC, and everyone's like, what about the cheaters? What about the PvP community? What about Trials? Here's all this new loot. Here's adept weapons.
I do think it will be detrimental to the game overall if they don't at least say what's happening, not in detail. They have to mention it before. Like I think summer sometime, like over the next few months. Like if we get into fall,
just throw us a bone. We don't need to know details about how it's going to work. Just tell us, give us an idea. When are you planning to roll it out? Give us some hope as PvP players.
Give us a nugget. Just give us a nugget of detail.
Anything.
Just that's all we're asking for here.
It, man.
That's it. Devil, it's been great having you here, man.
Lip slip.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it, guys. I really have. I watch your show every Tuesday, Wednesday for me, and
you live in the future.
I'm in the
I just
future.
realized that, dude.
Yeah, it's 7:19 a.m. on Wednesday.
It is the 22nd for you right now. Holy crap!
It is.
It's
Yep.
every podcast.
It's Mixer's death day, actually.
Ouch.
Oh, that's true. That's right.
Today is the last day of Mixer, so rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
Oh, this
mister.
just took a dark turn.
Well, but yeah, no, thanks though, man. Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank
coming
you
on.
so much for having me on the show. I really enjoyed this.
We want people to go support you and to go watch you. Where can they find you?
So I have a lot of different platforms, but my main one is Twitch. So twitch.tv/DEVILSxPRODIGY, and Facebook as well, facebook.com/DEVILSxPRODIGY. Twitter is at DEVILSxPRODIGY, and Instagram DEVILSxPRODIGY666 because somebody already took my name.
Why not?
So,
Some GTA streamer or something that like hasn't posted in like 6 months.
Dude, it's always Instagram, isn't it? Some guy
It is.
nabbed the name and just sat on it.
Yep.
some GTA streamer that probably somehow GTA. It wouldn't surprise me if GTA has more people watching it right now on Twitch than Destiny does for some reason.
Yeah.
Dude, Rockstar nailed it with GTA 5, man. As I was saying, it's got hundreds and thousands of people coming back and playing it.
Gamer, where can people find you?
You guys can find me here on Twitch at NotSoGamer, Twitter, Facebook. You guys know the drill, and stay tuned. We might do a late stream here tonight.
Ooh, special broadcast.
I might be
Guardian.
there if my child will cooperate.
No, actually, we do need you, so we're hoping.
You can't go anywhere. We're not gonna write that if you
We're
don't.
keeping you hostage, man.
Sounds good. I'll turn on Frozen in the background. He'll be fine.
Beautiful.
We'll sing it to him. It's fine.
One or two.
Sounds good. Both. He actually thinks two's funnier. He laughs a lot at two.
We dig two in our house quite a bit. Former Guardian, what about you, my friend? Where can people find you?
You guys can talk to me on Twitter at Former Guardian.
Excellent. Likewise, I am on Twitter as well at The Real Beard. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in live or for listening to us afterwards, wherever you get podcasts. Still working on getting up on Apple Podcasts. We got some kinks we're working out. You can for sure find us on Spotify. For sure find us on YouTube as well. At some point tomorrow, you can find us on YouTube. Thank you, everybody who have continued to come back to watch us the past couple weeks. We will be here again next week, Tuesday, 9 p.m. MST. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
See ya.